like him, he likes me. I guess that's okay. Am I allowed to say that? That was a big, big problem. And you know the interesting, when I did it, and I was really being tough, and so was he, and we would go back and forth, and then we fell in love, okay? No, really. He wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters. We fell in love.
Yeah, he wrote these beautiful letters to Donald Trump, and the ink was red and had the consistency of blood. It was very romantic for Valentine's Day.
Maybe Kim can get him a little spot in a gulag, and he can see how his love feels then. Joe, I saw this over Twitter, and I saw it as Trump and Kim, we're in love. And at first I had hoped he was referencing Kim Kardashian, and he was talking about criminal justice reform. And I would be totally happy and fine with that if he's talking about Kim Kardashian. And you just can't imagine that. Why would he speak about someone who is one of the world's most egregious human rights violators and dictators
and at least
in chummy terms? It just blows my mind every time he does it. He's going to keep doing it.
For 8 years, conservatives like myself were critical of Barack Obama, saying the only relations that have improved with the United States and foreign powers were with dictators in Iran and Cuba. And again, I just can't imagine if Barack Obama had ever said anything remotely like this. So you have Donald Trump in love with Kim and Vladimir Putin in Helsinki. Trump supporters in the Republican Party absolutely have no shame if they don't criticize this guy.
No, I mean, you can go down the list of who are the biggest hypocrites in the modern day Republican Party. And it's amazing that you have, the National Security Advisor, John Bolton, and his previous stance on talking to Iran, talking to North Korea. And it's amazing what people will give up to, have their place at the foot of power. And I would call it the foot of power, because we all know the esteem that Donald Trump really holds all of his advisors in.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.